Now, Heartland Sports with Todd Richards.
Hello again, everyone. We lead off with SEMO baseball. Redhawks hosting the St. Louis Billikens. Now, we head out to Kappaugh Field, and you're going to get a look at Max McGuire. That's Mark McGuire's son, of course, the former St. Louis Cardinal great. That is his son, who hit a homer earlier in the game, facing Andrew Carroll on the mound, and this time Carroll gets the best of him, the swing and the miss. So, man, it always seems that the Cardinals, they've been playing well against the Billikens, and they were playing well again in this game. They led 5-2 in the fifth, and Dakota Jogers at the plate. Is he going to catch it or not? The answer is not, and the result is a triple. Jogers goes all the way around, one of those stand-up triples while the run comes home, and Joe Hall was the guy who scored that one, made it 6-2, and then Moises Rosario with the bunt. That scores Jogers. Said his name about 3 times, and he scored, had a big game, and SEMO at last check on their way to a win, leading 11-3 in the ninth. It may have ended by now. Meanwhile, the SEMO men's and women's basketball teams, a big doubleheader at UT Martin. Now, the Redhawks and Skyhawks women already underway, and SEMO really needs this game. They're out of the 8th spot, and they have to get that 8th spot to get in the OVC playoffs, and that's Lexi McCulley that get into that OVC tournament. UT Martin answered, but this is all about Lexi McCulley. She hits one, and then watch how she hits this one. When you're banking them in, you know it's going pretty good. And right now, SEMO with the lead at halftime as they're heading into the third, 34-28 is where it's turned into right now. Now, the men's game will feature a battle for first place. Southeast Missouri State just one game back of UT Martin. Those are fun games. And that one will start, 7:30, 7:45. We'll have the highlights tonight, and that's it. Time to wrap it up. We'll be back right after this.